Hi, as you know, we're in Mexico, and in this episode, I want to present you with three talented and creative people that helped build the movie Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. So we are here with three talented designers and technical people that helped to build this amazing movie. So we are here with Mayreni, with Gilberto, and with David. Thank you very much for having me here in the set.
Thank you.
Thank you for the invitation.
Welcome to Guadalajara.
Thank you. So Mayreni, you were part of the animators that made some of the scenes that happened when Pinocchio was dead.
Spoiler alert.
Yes, sorry.
One of the several times he's dead.
Some of the several times. And so can you tell me what is stop motion animation?
Yes, well, all animation is basically creating movement in life where there isn't any. Stop motion itself is animating with puppets. So everything is built on a stage like this. It's all real. And we have articulated puppets which we can move frame by frame. So we take a photo, we pose a character, we take a photo, we go in, we on set, we move it a few millimeters, go out of set, take a photo. This happens 24 frames a second.
Okay. Gil, could you tell us a little bit more about the studio of where the movie was filmed?
Sure. El Taller del Chucho starts in 2020 as an initiative from Guillermo to move the stop motion animation industry in Guadalajara forwards, and we only did a couple of minutes of the feature film, but they are essential for the storytelling of the movie. So it is only one of the only few studios in the world that was made especially for stop motion animation. So it's a very special place in the whole world. There are just a couple of studios like this in the world. So we're very lucky to have.
And it's here in Guadalajara, Mexico. Right?
Yeah, it's in Guadalajara, Mexico. And people that came from Portland were amazed by the space and by the equipment and by the installations we have here. So it's a world standard, the equipment and the space we have here.
Okay. And David, could you tell us a little bit more about the technology and what were you responsible for in the movie?
Well, in the movie, I was a motion control operator, and this means that we have rigs that support the camera and move it in a controlled way, and you can repeat that movement over and over again. So, because in stop motion animation, you have to make sure you register all the information you need to build the scene. And for that you have to be very methodical and the way you register the photos. So sometimes the animators drill holes in the set so they can stand the puppet up, and in the second photograph we fill those holes up so you don't see them in the final image.
Okay.
So if you move the camera, you have to be able to take the exact frame so you can merge the images. So motion control is a technology to program and repeat camera movements, and not only camera movements. You can move everything from the lamps, from effects, physical effects, and the camera mainly.
Okay. And Gilberto, do you need to program? Is it something kind of like programming the equipment or how does it looks the software that you use and things like that?
Okay, so we use Dragon Frame, which is the standard software for stop motion animation. It was made by Jamie Kaliri and his brother, and it is amazing. It changed the industry, and as it evolved through the years, it incorporated programming for motion control, programming for DMX lighting, a lot of tools for animators like lip sync. When the puppets talk, they added the tools to make it quite easy to see which face you have to replace as the animation goes. We use Dragonfruit, and I did most of the DMX programming for the sequence here in Guadalajara, alongside with Rita Basulto, which was the LC, the photographer, sort of to say it, to put it a name more easy to understand. So we break down the scenes in several passes depending on the needs of the shot. Like Marini's shot was mostly done in green screen, so we had to do a light pass to properly illuminate the green screen, so VFX team could cut the puppets easily, and then another pass for the beauty lighting, which had not exactly these colors, but more colorful light scheme. So there are several light passes that go through the animation, and the animators have to be very patient when the passes go, because they take one picture and the light turns on, then changes maybe to light the green screen, and then turns off, and then maybe another pass, like when we I don't know if you have already seen the movie, but there's a part in the rabbit sequence where there's like an alarm going off, and we did that programming in another pass because the directors weren't sure how the rhythm of the light were going to be, so we give them another pass with just the red light turned on all the time, another with the beauty light, another for the green screen to light the rigs and for later VFX removal. So there are a lot of passes. We have to break down really carefully the scene, so we have all the elements we need to make it work later in VFX and compositing.
Okay.
The cool thing about this technology is one of the biggest concerns from Frank Bassingham, our director of photography, the main director of photography, was that Guillermo loves to move the camera, and Frank wanted to design a light that felt real, because when you're out in the field, you see the clouds pass in front of the sun and create these little effects. So that's why through all the programming and lighting and programming with motion control, they could create this this feeling of a real world. So with motion control, we can move clouds to create the feeling of light moving over the characters and so on.
Okay, amazing. What else can we do with animation?
Well, we can, apart from cinema, which everybody knows that we can apply it to cinema, either short film, feature film. It's also very used in video games and even VR, augmented reality, sometimes even on stage. Now we're using a lot of technology to combine like theater and dance combined with just motion sensors, and some of that can be animated as well.
Okay.
Rear projection.
And Mayreni, why do you like to give life to unanimated objects?
Actually, I like feeling like I'm God and I have control over a small set.
Okay.
Or I think it's just this dream come true of seeing your toys come to life. And I was always fascinated by stop motion, but especially more than the result itself, I love how the things are made behind, like everything and how it's made and how it's really an art form, and stop motion integrates all forms of art, from painting to sculpting to photography to even making clothes. Everything can be integrated into this one art form, cinema.
Do you need to know a little bit about I don't know, like acting? Is it important as an animator to understand the movement? Yeah.
Well, we basically are actors, only we're like I don't know who said this, that we were like shy actors. You can't see us in front of the camera,
Okay.
but we're acting through the puppets. And in my case, I've studied dance and music most of my life, so that's helped me to become a better animator. But yes, you definitely have to know a little bit of acting. I explored a bit of theater also in middle school and high school.
So
I think that's all.
that's why Sebastian can dance so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm very glad that I got to animate a little bit of that dance. I
Fantastic.
was very happy with it.
Fantastic. How it was working with Guillermo del Toro? how was this experience for you? Like the human part, the interactions with like the meetings, all the follow up. How was this for you?
I think the collaboration was really heartwarming because everyone in Portland were so open to show us the secrets they have um, gathered through the years of filmmaking, and they were always making us feel part of the team when we were doubtful about a process. So in that sense, doing the movie was not hard because we were always backed with our team in Portland, and that's for me that's like the biggest reward to get to know all these people, all these talented people that have made movies all their lives, and they are not they're open to share everything they know.
Okay. Good.
I think this movie was a beautiful experience. It's just an honor to be a part of this beautiful work of art. There's a long tradition of stop motion in Mexico, but we hadn't had the opportunity of doing a project at this high technical and performance level. So we hope it's a game changer for the industry in Mexico. And just all the directors were great. So it's co-direction between Guillermo and Mark Gustafsson. Guillermo, it was more like the vision of Guillermo. So he was very clear in what he was expecting about the acting or the general concept of it. But Mark Gustafsson was more like on set, hands-on every day. But he's more experienced in stop motion. So they did their collaboration, and I think they had a great. They were really good together, and that really reflected in everybody else in the team.
Okay.
So it was really good.
Yeah, well, stop motion films are not made the same way that live action films. So I don't know if you know, but there's lots of people involved in making a stop motion movie, like 200 people in total. So unfortunately, there's no much chance to be as near to Guillermo as we wanted, but we, especially the animators, had the opportunity to talk directly to him because of the acting cues he gave them. So
Yeah.
And also, I think that Guillermo was really he understood the sequence that they gave us to portray, and it's a theme that Mexico has a lot of connection with. So he understood who he was collaborating with, not only like as people but as culture, and he has a lot of charisma, and there are big sessions when he's talking to each and every one, each animator, giving cues. But when the time arrived to give cues to our animators, he would talk in Spanish, and he would ask the team a couple of minutes so he could speak in Spanish and transmit what he wanted to portray in our scenes in Spanish. And that was really cool.
Yeah. And well, I'm here because I was impressed by the movie. So I saw Mayreni, I contacted you, and that's why I'm here talking with all you fantastic people. And the reason I'm here is because I'm looking for talented people that can do animation, that can do part of video games, that know how to program those kind of things. In Sweden, we have a very big industry in the video game industry, and we're looking for a lot of talented people like you. So my question to you would be if you would be willing to collaborate with Swedish companies, and in the future, maybe why not going to work directly in Sweden? What do you say about that?
Sure.
Sure. Where can we start?
We're ready to go.
Okay, fantastic.
Sure thing.
Those are good news. So thank you very much for receiving me here. Thank you for the interview. And please watch the movie. Fantastic. And if you're a Swedish company and you want to develop animations, please contact El Taller del Chucho. They will be very happy to work with you.
Thank you very
See you.
much.
Bye-bye. Hey YouTube, it's Javier Davila. If you're a talented engineer, don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss our journey throughout Latin America.